Have you ever wondered how far love can go before it stops being love and turns into something far more dangerous? Tonight, we dive into a chilling story where romance, obsession, and betrayal collide, and one decision leads a trail of secrets that could never stay buried. Don't miss out on the next chilling mystery. Hit subscribe and tap the bell icon so you're the first to know when new stories drop. It began in a quiet coastal town, the kind of place where neighbors knew each other's routines and life moved at an unhurried pace. At the heart of this story is Clara Jennings, a 29-year-old art teacher. To her friends, Clara was warm, passionate, and always smiling. To her students, she was the mentor who encouraged them to paint their world in brighter colors. And then there was Ethan Hayes, a 31-year-old local businessman, handsome, ambitious, and charming in a way that made people lean in when he spoke. He ran his father's old bookstore, but behind the counter, he dreamed of more, expanding, franchising, building a name beyond this sleepy town. When Clara and Ethan met at a local charity gala, sparks flew instantly. They were inseparable within weeks. The town saw them as the perfect couple, the dreamer and the artist. But as with many things that look perfect on the outside, behind closed doors, it wasn't so simple. Clara began noticing Ethan's possessive streak early on. If she stayed late at the art studio, he'd text her constantly. If she spent too much time with friends, he'd sulk for days. At first, Clara brushed it off, calling it romantic jealousy. But soon, it began to feel suffocating. Ethan, meanwhile, feared losing her. His bookstore was struggling, money was running thin, and he couldn't bear the thought of Clara slipping away into a world brighter than his own. That's when Daniel, a visiting gallery owner from the city, entered the picture. He saw Clara's artwork at a local exhibit and offered her a chance to showcase her paintings in a major gallery. It was the kind of opportunity artists dream about. But to Ethan, Daniel wasn't just a gallery owner. He was a threat. Witnesses later recalled the shift, Ethan standing closer to Clara in public, his smile masking unease when Daniel's name was mentioned. Clara, torn between ambition and loyalty, tried to reassure him, but reassurance wasn't enough. One rainy evening, after an argument, Ethan looked Clara in the eyes and said softly, "Without me, there is no you." She laughed it off at the time, thinking it was just his way of clinging to her. But those words would haunt her. A month later, Daniel returned to town to finalize Clara's gallery contract. She was ecstatic. Finally, her art would reach beyond the town's borders. But the night Daniel was supposed to meet her, he never showed up. At first, people assumed he'd left early for the city. But when his car was found abandoned by the cliffs outside town, speculation turned into fear. Rumors swirled. Some said Daniel had fallen during a late-night walk. Others whispered that he had enemies in the art world. But Clara couldn't shake a feeling deep in her chest, one she didn't dare voice. Then, late one night, Clara entered Ethan's study. And there, tucked inside his desk drawer, she found something that stopped her cold. Daniel's missing watch. A silver timepiece he was never seen without. Her heart raced. She wanted to confront him, scream, demand the truth. But Ethan walked into the room just as she held the watch. His calm expression, his steady voice, chilled her even more than the discovery itself. "You weren't supposed to see that," he whispered. From that night forward, Clara lived in quiet terror. Ethan never admitted what he'd done, never raised his voice, never laid a hand on her. Instead, he carried on as though nothing had changed, smiling at neighbors, bringing her flowers, holding her hand in public. But every glance, every silence, every locked drawer told her the truth. The man she loved had done something terrible. Clara faced a choice: stay silent and remain trapped in the shadow of his secret, or risk everything to escape. Weeks later, Clara took her chance. She boarded a bus to the city, carrying nothing but her paintings, and a single photograph of Daniel's watch. It was her silent proof. Authorities quietly reopened the investigation. The cliffs were searched again, and although Daniel's body was never found, inconsistencies in Ethan's alibi began to surface. His charm faltered under scrutiny, his confidence unraveling piece by piece. And then, one morning, the bookstore's doors never opened. Ethan Hayes had vanished, leaving behind an empty house and a town full of questions. Some believe he fled to escape justice. Others claim he still walks those coastal cliffs at night, a man bound by obsession, unable to let go. As for Clara, she rebuilt her life in the city, her art finally gaining recognition. But in every brushstroke, in every painting, there lingers a shadow, the memory of a love that began with passion and ended with a deadly secret. Love can be the most beautiful force in the world, but when love twists into obsession, it can become the most dangerous. And so we're left with a question: did Ethan truly vanish, or is he still out there, watching the woman he could never let go? With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.